Hi guys, this is Sadik from Dotnet.com. In this video, we'll show you how to install the latest LineageOS ROM Android 16 base onto Galaxy A51, F41, M31, M31s, and M21. So please take a backup of all the phone's data and then let's get started. So first off, get the ROM file from here, LineageOS. So let me open this. For each of the phones, all the links are here. You could keep a track of the device name from the file name itself. This is A51, then we have the F41, M21, M31 and M31s. So please get the one for your phone. Once you have got it, now let's get started. So first off, get the SDK from my article, extract them onto your PC. Upon doing so, you get a few files as you could see over here. One that is done. Now enable OEM unlocking and USB debugging. OEM unlocking is required to unlock the phone's bootloader and USB is required for ADB command. So let's enable both the toggles onto our phone. For that, go to settings, about phone, software information, tap on build number 7 times, then go back, go to dev options, and from there, enable OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. One that is done, let's move with the next step, which involves unlocking the phone's bootloader. So please back up all your phone's data and also make sure that the Knox will get tripped. You will not be able to use any Samsung secure features and Knox will stay tripped even if you relock the phone's bootloader. There's no going back. If that's all fine, then you may have a look at my video and the article and get the job done. So simply boot the phone to the device unlock mode, then long press the volume up key to go to the device unlock and once again press the volume up key to unlock the phone's bootloader. When that is done, your task is now complete. So let's move with the next step. Once this is complete, now we have to flash a custom recovery. For that, we need the Odin tool. So get the tools from here, extract them onto your PC, and you will see the following 4 files. Now boot the phone to download mode. For that, you may take 2 approaches. Either open the CMD window here and type in ADB reboot download or use the volume keys. For the volume keys, first off, you have to power off the phone. So let's do that. And when that is done, unplug the phone from the PC. Now press and hold both the volume keys, and while holding the keys, insert the USB cable. So let's do that. Your phone will now be inside the warning screen. So just hit the volume up key once and you will now be in the download mode. So you can either use the ADB reboot command or the volume keys approach. The choice is all yours. Moving on. Now we may flash the recovery onto our phone. For that, I made an article and a video. So please have a look at that on how to flash the recovery on these phones and get the job done. Okay, let me show you once again for the sake of reference. This will take some time, but still let me show you once again how to flash the recovery. So first off, get the file from your phone, only the recovery file. The file of VB Meta is inside the recovery only, so that's not required. Let me just show you still for the sake of reference. For my phone's recovery is this one. You could see we have the file of VB Meta as well inside the recovery only, so that's not required. We only require the tar file. So let's now flash the recovery file onto our phone. This custom recovery can be flashed via the Odin tool. So launch the Odin tool via the exe file and then you will get a prompt on your phone. On your PC, click on OK. First off, verify your phone is in the log shown as added in the COM as well. If that's fine, go to option, uncheck auto reboot, then click on AP and load the recovery tar file for your phone. Click on open, hit the start button. Flashing will now start. Take only 4 to 5 seconds and then you will get the pass message. When that is done, press and hold the volume down and power keys for 7 to 8 seconds. And when the phone is about to undergo a restart, let go of the keys and then press and hold the volume up and power keys. So now is the volume down and power keys. And now press and hold the volume up and power keys and keep on holding both the key for 4 to 5 more seconds. And you will now let go of the keys. If you press the key at the right time, the phone should now be inside the custom recovery. But if that's not the case, then you haven't pressed the key at the right time and you have to flash the file once again. In our case, we are now inside the recovery, but the task is only half complete. Your next step is to go to advanced terminal, type in multi disabler and hit the enter key. Then go back, go to wipe format data. This will wipe off all the phone's data. So type in yes, hit the blue check mark. When that is complete, you will once again have to use the multi disabler. So once again, go to advanced terminal, type in the same command, multi disabler, then hit the enter key. This will take a few seconds. Again, go back and once again do a format data. This is a must. So 2 times we have used the multi disabler and twice we have done the phone formatting as well. When that is done, you want to transfer the file onto your phone and flash it. So the ROM file, we have got it. The flashing steps for the recovery is now complete. Let me just verify it once. Yes, we are now inside the recovery. So once that is complete, multi-disabler formatting is also done. We will now flash the ROM file. So you may now transfer the file onto your phone via the normal USB approach, or if that does not work out, you may also use the ADB push command. In my case, my phone is shown, but I cannot access the storage. No issue. I'll use the ADB push command. So for that, let's copy the ROM, paste the ROM inside folder of platform tools. Let's do a renaming. Rename this to something shorter. Let's say ROM. The name becomes rom.zip. Now open the CMD window over here. Type in the command adb push file name rom.zip space / and let's use the SD card directory. Hit the enter key. The file will now be transferred in just a moment. So let's just wait for that to complete. And with this, we have got the file onto our phone. Let's just verify it once. Let me unlock it, install. Yes, we have it. So choose the ROM zip file. Okay, one more thing. In our case, since we have flashed a custom recovery, we had to do a format data. But if you already had a custom recovery, in that case, please first do a phone formatting from wipe format data and then only do a ROM file transfer. In my case, I had to flash the recovery from scratch. And in that case, I had to do a phone formatting. But since if you have the recovery installed already, in that case, please first do a phone formatting and then transfer the file and install this. With that said, let's just flash the LineageOS ROM onto our phone. Swipe to flash. Flashing will now start. Take a few minutes, I guess, a couple of minutes. So let's just wait for that to complete. And with this, the flashing is now done. Let's do a phone formatting once again. So both before and after flashing a ROM file, you have to do a format data. It's a must. And when that is complete, in just a moment, you will now do a reboot system. The first booting up will take up some time, I guess around 20-30 seconds. That's all normal. Let's just keep a tab on the boot logo or the boot animation, which will mean that we have flashed the ROM file successfully. So they should now appear anytime soon. So let's just see that. And after that, we will then have a look at the ROM's USB, UI, UX, and all the features. But first, let's just see the boot animation, which we have got. This means the flashing went fine. Now give it some more time. So guys, the booting up is now complete. So let's get started with the setup process. This will take only a few moments. SIM card, I don't have a SIM card for now. You may skip the Wi-Fi if you want. You may connect to Wi-Fi, restore all the app data as well. Currently, we have not flashed the G apps, so there will be no Google app packages. Okay, update LineageOS recovery. That's fine. I'll show you how to flash a G apps at the end of the video. So please stay with me. Skip the pin as well. Dark theme is fine. Just the navigation is fine as well. And that is it. We are now inside the ROM. It's a clean stock UI experience with just the basic features. So as you could see, there are no GApp packages. Then this is the, okay, it's completely dark. No background blur effect is not there. I don't know why that's the case, but it's not in this ROM version. Let's go to the settings menu, and from here, let's see the display section. Then AOD is turned on, dark theme is there, pure black is also there. If you want, you may enable this or keep this turned off. You may also force enable dark mode across all the apps that don't even support that via the expanded option. Anyways, live display, then screensaver, tap to wake, tap to sleep, double tap to wake. Both are working great. No issues with that. Wallpaper and style section. So from here, do we have any additional wallpapers? Yes, there are a few other wallpapers as well. Then the clock styles. Only one clock, which can be made more dense or lighter from here. You may change the colors as well if required. Again, make it more darker or lighter from this section. And the size, small or large, choice is yours. Let's skip this for now. Then shortcuts can be added on the both left and right hand side. Let's say the DND on the left hand side and QR code on the right hand side. Once done, hit the apply button. Then in the home screen, you may change the theme. We have a couple of themes over here, or you may choose any other color from this side as well. Switch to the light theme or dark theme from here. Let me choose a darker one. Let's say this one looks nice. Okay, let's go with this one. Apply it. Then you can change the icon shapes as well. 7-sided, this is the one I use. Theme icon can be enabled if required. Hit apply. Layout 5x5 is fine for me. You can use till 6x6. Then that is done. In the system sections, buttons, then add long swipe action. You may use, for example, let's say launch the camera app. This is working as expected, but I don't use it because this tends to overlap with the back gesture always. So I use it no action, power menu, advanced restart is there. And what all features we have it, system recovery and fast boot. Download mode is not there. Anyways, not a major issue, but it should have been there. Apart from that, anything else fancy as such? You may take a partial screenshot as well. In the gestures, touch screen gestures, let me see, single tap. Let's say open the dialer. Let me now see. Yes, it's working great. Single tap opens the dialer app. Then, okay, CTS is okay. It's circle to search is from the Google, so you will have to flash the GApp package. Only then you will get that feature. You may install the updates from here or via the recovery. Choice is all yours. And in the home settings, what all we have, double tap to sleep is there. Notification access is required for the launcher, so I will just give it. Let's go back once again, add icons to the home screen, use theme icons in the app drawer. This will only work if you have given the theme icon in the home screen as well, because they both are linked together. I don't know why the color is like this. That's not looking nice. If battery saver is enabled or what? No, that is not enabled, but still this isn't looking great. Anyways, can't be done much about this thing, but this is not nice. So guys, let me now show you how to flash the GApp package, which is optional, but still let's flash it for the sake of reference. So for that, you will have to first get the GApp package onto your phone. In my article, there should be a link, GApps link. Open the link from here and get the GApp of your choice. So for now, I will use the Nick GApps from here. The latest Android 16 will click on download and then choose the release section from there. Android 16 and the latest build, which is of July. Choose this one from here. And for now, I'm using the core GApps, which has the least number of GApp packages. It will now be onto our PC in just a moment. SourceForge is one of the worst hosting sites with the slowest speed. Anyways, the file is not that much large, so not a major issue, but still, I just hate this hosting servers. Downloads, if I have any other GApp packages lying around. Okay, I have it already in my case. Copy the GApp packages from here, paste the file inside the folder of platform tools, paste it here. And now let's first reboot the phone to the recovery mode. So for that, you may either use the shortcut key from the power menu or use the ADB reboot recovery command. Let's use the shorter approach, the recovery from here. For the ADB command, first enable USB debugging from the dev options and then use the ADB reboot recovery. In our case, we have simply used the shortcut key combination from the power menu and the task is now complete. So we will now flash the file onto our phone, do a renaming, rename this to something shorter. Let's say GApps, the name becomes gapps.zip. Wait for a few more seconds and then we should be inside the recovery. Let's just wait, and we are now inside the AOSP recovery, the LineageOS recovery. So first off, go to apply update from ADB. And now let's flash the file. So I would advise you to type in ADB devices, verify you are having the sideload keyword. If that's all fine, type in the command of ADB sideload and file name, which is gapps.zip. Hit the enter key. The flashing will now start, but you will get a prompt. This is because the file is not from the LineageOS. So just tap on yes and the flashing will start. Since I use the core GApps that has the least number of GApp packages, so the flashing will be very fast. If you have used the stock or the full GApps, then it has a lot of GApps packages. In that case, the flashing will take some time longer. But in my case, you could see the flashing is just about to get over because we have just a Google Play service, Google Play Store, calendar sync adapter and GMS core and a few other files, but I don't know why it's lagging. I guess it's installing something, the GMS core. So let's just wait. Yes, it's not lagging. It's just taking some extra time. So let's just wait for that to complete. And I guess it should be done in a matter of few seconds. The GSF is also required, which is there now. So the task is now done. And you may now go back and choose reboot system. Doing a factory reset after flashing a GApp is not required. So skip that. Just go to recovery, flash a GApp by ADB sideload, and then do a reboot to system. While flashing the GApp is optional, but I usually flash that because I have to use a few Google apps. For example, the Google Maps, I cannot live without it. Gmails and a few other apps as well. But the choice is all yours. Anyways, this will not take much longer because we haven't done any phone formatting. Just we have installed a few Google apps and that is it. And we are now inside the OS. Let's just verify if we have the Play Store or not. So it's there. And you have to just log into your account and get the task up and running. So guys, I guess that's just about it. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section. And thank you for watching the video. This is the Android 16 build, as you could see.